Obviously, probably not exactly the result that we were hoping for here tonight. I would tell you when we put this game on the schedule about 3 or 4 months ago, we did it with the thought that that could be what happened, and if somehow that's what we needed to happen, then it's better to happen in Game 0, in a game that does not count, that helps prepare us for the regular season. Obviously, we got a very challenging road in front of us, and there's really nothing that any coach or player can do to emphasize the need to focus and regroup and turn the page from where we were a year ago and to be ready to start this season. So I wouldn't tell you I'm happy that that happened, but if that needed to happen to us, then I'm happy it happened in a game that didn't count. So that's obviously a very, very good basketball team. There's a reason you can see that they're a tournament team that returns most of their players too. Their cohesiveness was obvious, their toughness and intensity around the rim, I thought, on both ends. I thought we didn't really rebound the ball very well, obviously, and they were able to finish at the rim, and we probably struggled to finish at the rim. So I thought really within 2 to 3 feet of the basket, they showed us that they have a little more, they had a little more grit for those 2 hours than we did. So definitely some things that we can take to the drawing board and look at the film and make sure we improve for Wichita State here in 8 days. Yeah, really just, we just talked literally about just turning the page from last year. It's just, we got to move on, and we got some players that joined that, I thought both Braxton and Leroy just looked, as players that I've coached, looked like they were, obviously, don't get me wrong, that's family to me, and they're thrilled to be here, and those seniors that came back are thrilled to be here. Cool, but we're here to do something, and now I think it's time. I think again, I knew that would speak louder than anything that I could say that gets us to work, that gets us back to focus. I think we showed in those last 5-6 minutes that we had a little bit of fight to us. Our teams are going to fight. We're never going to lay down for anybody. I don't care what the score is. If we're down by 20, I don't care how much you lose by. We're going to try to play to win in every single minute of every single game. So I'm happy that we showed a little fight there at the end. Hopefully that shows us what we're capable of when we play with a certain speed and some extra efforts. But don't get me wrong, you can get a lot more out of that than any practice. And it's certainly, I'm hoping here, and whether it's a week or a month from now, we look back and this is kind of a turning point that gets us moving in the right direction for this year. I expect him to be an elite player, absolutely. I think we expect, I guess it's been, maybe, I don't know. We certainly think he's one of the better players in our league. I think he's a guy that's going to be a professional basketball player until he's about 35 years old. So just to be very direct, yes, I expect Baba to be an impact player. I think our scoring will move around every night because there's some different guys that can do it. At the same time, we do know what he's capable of. So I think if Baba continues to score in some different ways and to rebound the ball and have a presence and a focus, yeah, I think he can be an exceptional player for us.
Hank, so Tegan and Unseld in the cities tonight. What's their status going forward?
Unseld had knee surgery in the summer. He had a second knee surgery in the summer. I think probably mid-July maybe. He practiced the first 4 to 6 weeks of June and July, and kind of in mid-July, he's a very tough, strong young man, and there was something clearly wrong. So did an MRI and all that, and had another knee procedure in mid-July. So he still has probably a month or two for his rehab. Obviously, if this drags into the season, then a redshirt situation is probably, I would use the word likely for him. Tegan had hip surgery in May, about a 4 to 6 month expected recovery. He's still in that process. We're kind of judging that one day by day and week by week here at this point.
Second half, I think UAB, or first half they had 3 turnovers, second half they forced 11 on UAB. What was that difference maker maybe in that second half? I know there's a lot of teaser that run you guys made, but what was the difference you guys had there forcing turnovers?
Felt like putting Jack in the game was a big part of that. think I just said on the radio, I don't know that anybody would come to the game tonight and leave thinking that he shouldn't be playing a little bit more. So I thought he did an exceptional job. I mean, he had 3 steals in 8 minutes, and the rest of our team had 5 steals in 192 minutes. So that's a combination of instinct and being in the moment and effort and second effort. I thought he did a great job. We do need to play with a lot more ball pressure and intensity tonight. I thought we were just on our heels. I thought we were trying to be perfect. I thought we were trying to execute. I think we were trying to run the play the right way. I think we were trying not to be selfish. And man, we got to have 5 alpha dogs out there at all time that are on their toes, that aren't taking a back seat to anybody. And we've got to be comfortable to do that, you know. So I just think staying in the moment in an aggressiveness and a mindset of attacking on both offense and defense, which we've had at many different times, but I thought certainly we came out a little bit on our heels, and then when you're behind all game, it can be a challenge. So yeah, I don't know, definitely some room to improve, but yeah, we're not going to have much success if we're not able to force some turnovers with our depth and our size and our athleticism. So we need to continue to find ways to do that.
How about shooting the ball tonight? 5 to 25 from 3. You're hoping for a little bit better than that.
Yeah, I'd say from 3 and probably from about within 3 feet of the rim too. I thought from very close and from far we struggled, and I thought we had some clean looks. I don't think there were a ton of those 25 threes. I don't think there was a lot that when it went up that we were second guessing. You know, obviously, you know, Wu went 1 for 5. Enoch Braxton 0 for 2, Julius 1 for 5, Lander 0 for 5. So you had that all up. I mean, we had multiple guys that you know, that have the ability to make shots that didn't. So you know, I'm not sure. We'll get through them. I think shooting. And I think what I just talked. I think staying in the moment and having confidence and being aggressive and having that mindset to trust your first instinct. I think that leads to good shooting. I think when you shoot it about a half a second too late, or you attack the basket and you try to be perfect finishing at the rim, and then there's a little bit of contact, which don't get me wrong, is not bad contact. Like, I mean, there's some big, strong, physical dudes, man. Like, we've got to be able to fight through that. We've got to be able to impose our will physically to finish at the rim. So definitely just finishing shots is we had a close scrimmage and we had a similar issue with those 2 things. So it's definitely something we got to take a look at in the next 8 days and make sure we're a little bit more efficient on offense on Monday.
On Wednesday, you said that you were more practice work as far as time on the court. With 8 days left before the postgame season, do you feel like your starting body's set? Are you taking away the stuff from this, or are you letting practice kind of decide some of those holes?
I don't feel like anything is said at all. I think you know, it's one of the trickier dynamics of this team is that there's about 10 or 11 guys in there, certainly 9 that I have a lot of experience with and have won with, and it's hard to choose. I mean, I can't be the guy choosing. I can't just say, hey, you 5 are starters and you 5 are coming off the bench. No, and any successful basketball team, the players determine that. So no, I think with 8 days left, I mean, we're going to put the guys on the, you know, we're going to have a bunch of things that we're going to work on here in these next 8 days, and I think there's no way to be exceptional other than for you reward the guys that deserve to be rewarded. I think if anybody's predetermined and has some kind of spot or role, that rewards complacency. That rewards last year. That rewards history, and that's not how things go. I mean it's, you know, Babacar had 8 rebounds tonight. I should probably play our leading rebounder. You know, Jack had 3 steals. You should probably play the guy that forces turnovers. So there's a lot of things that go into playing time, and don't get me wrong, I know starting is a little bit of a, I don't know, maybe a reward or a public approval maybe. I don't really know. But man, it's my job to put the best team on the floor for 40 minutes, and certainly you have to get off to a good start, and we need to get off to a better start than we did tonight.
You guys played with a decided foul differential too for most of this game. Is that something that was just a product of playing that physical team, or something you guys can do better with? If UAB had hit some of those free throws in the first half, they could have separated.
Yeah, we for sure noticed that we were fortunate to only be down a few at halftime because they were 9 for 19 from the line. So, yep, I agree entirely. It could have, the first half could have been a little bit worse if they'd made some free throws. I thought we were just a half a step slow, and I think that's decision making. I think that's trying to be perfect. I think that's trying not to step on a teammate's toes. I think when a basketball team is really good, they're loudly communicating with each other. I think we were trying to make sure that we didn't step on each other's toes or offend each other. And again, we're a close-knit group. There's a lot of successful experience that we all have together, but it's time to move on, and it's time to in the moment, be loud, confident, be aggressive. When you're the aggressive team, you usually foul less because you usually get to the spot first, you know? I think we tried to take a couple charges, and I think we were half a step late. We tried to score at the rim, and they were there, and we were late. You know, they'd try to score at the rim, and we kind of got on their side, and we fouled them. I thought the officiating, I don't think the foul differential had anything to do with the officiating. I thought it had to do with us being a half a step slow. So just staying in the moment and being aggressive and confident in our decisions hopefully fixes that.
Time for about one more. Okay, cool. Appreciate you.
Okay. Thank you, guys.